Hi, this is Girls Cousins, and the following literary narrative question here is asking about a really strange phrase in the passage here, mother of all my kisses. This is a very weird question. If you felt that this was difficult, it was. I think the author here is trying to be very, very shocking and sort of, obscure. What's going on? Well, let's go ahead and read a sentence before. And there's nothing. Oh, yeah, there is one after here, so let's go ahead and do that together. I took out my watch and marked the hour when I would allow myself to think of the kiss for 5 minutes only. Now, this is a kiss that came for her while she was painting at the same garden when she was a little girl. 20 years ago, it says. And this is what she remembers when she's at Kew Gardens. It was so precious, the kiss of an old gray haired woman with a wart on her nose. Okay, that's kind of strange. It looks like she doesn't find this woman, very attractive. It's an old gray haired woman with a wart on her nose. That's not how you describe somebody that you like. But she's still the mother of all her kisses, all my life, all her life. And then she calls the kids. Come, Caroline, come, Hubert. She walks away basically here and ignores the husband's response. You can probably guess here that the husband is equally shocked. This is shocking to say. This is very weird here. She said something really weird and then walked away from the husband. Um, so put this here in the context of the passage. The husband here is started remembering here, and then telling his wife that he's remembering here another woman he proposed to while they're hanging out together, and spending that time thinking about what life would be like with her maybe, rather than being, there with his wife. And she responds that she's also thinking of the past, but rather than thinking of, another man she could be with or something, she thinks of this old gray-haired woman with a wart on her nose that gave her a kiss. And she says that she is the mother of all her kisses, all her life. So rather than it being some sort of romantic passion she still thinks about, she's thinking of something a little bit, different. Maybe she didn't have another romantic, one that she's thinking about, or maybe she's trying to make a point. Let's see what the answer choices here sort of lead us to believe. He says, although she is married and has formed a family, Eleanor experiences so little passion and love that she considers her most memorable kiss one from an older woman watching over her when she was young. Maybe. She's very unhappy with the husband at the moment, at the very least. You can imagine she's a little bit offended by what the husband said, right? Um, and what he's remembering here, or the memorable thing in his mind here, is this other woman. But her most memorable kiss here is just from some random older woman watching over her when she was young. This looks good. Now, is it true that she's experiencing so little passion and love? Well, yeah, it does look very true. Let's go ahead and see if we find something better anyhow. The kiss she received from this older woman was the first she ever received. Could be. She's a little girl. Well, we don't know that. It doesn't say that anywhere in the passage, and this would be assuming. So we don't want to assume. Let's go ahead and just cross that one out. Eleanor is unhappy with her marriage and believes the most beautiful form of love is love of family. Again, could be if that old woman was a family member, but it doesn't say that anywhere. You can assume it's a grandmother. It very likely was. Maybe that's the feeling that she was trying to create here. But it doesn't say explicitly anywhere that she was part of her family, so we don't know that. Maybe it was, a nanny, somebody watching over her, maybe a teacher. We don't know. She's with other little girls anyway. Eleanor is just as nostalgic as her husband and purposefully glorifies mundane events in the past to avoid the dreariness of the present. It could be. This looks like a good answer as well. The problem is, it doesn't seem that she's really as nostalgic as her husband. It seems that she's just responding to the husband's nostalgia here. The husband is remembering things of the past. And she, very wittily gives this response, cuts him off when he's going to continue his story, interrupts to say this. It looks like she has a purpose behind this. That's not just she's really just as nostalgic and just happens to also be thinking about the past because she's remembering things. And then purposefully glorifies mundane events to escape the present. I don't know that she's doing any of this on purpose to avoid the present. It looks like she's doing this on purpose to make a point to her husband. To maybe say, I'm unhappy with my love life right now. I'm unhappy with our present marriage here. The one thing that I'm thinking of here when I think of love is this sort of platonic thing that happened with an old woman. So that's probably why answer choice A here is the best answer. I hope that helped with this problem. And happy prepping.